Hey everybody, this is Slythrow here. Uh, Today we're going to be using the Suros DIS-47. Um, Picked up this gun a while back. I believe this was from a Arms Day package. So, reason I'm using this. So I used to be a big fan of the Suros PDX-45. This is the one I've been using. So perfect balance, hidden hand, and rifle barrel makes this stability a absolute monster. And with hidden hand boosting the target acquisition, it really made this an awesome gun. However, with pulse rifle, it falls in the middle of the road, right? So you're really not gonna take in a gun in a one-on-one, perfect match, going up against someone with, say, the doctrine of passing, you're not really going to beat them up close. Then you go up against people with like a Mida or scout rifles at a really long distance, you're really not going to beat them there either. The problem with the pulse rifle is, you know, if you don't have enough stability, what happens is your 3 bursts won't actually land on headshots. With the PDX-45, it's fortunate that it has very high stability and it has target acquisition. So as a result, it's easy to get all 3 bursts on a headshot, but at longer ranges, if you don't have, say, hidden hand or you don't have high enough stability, you'll see like maybe one shot get a headshot out of the 3-round burst. It's also my belief that that's why the 4-round burst Hake pulse rifles don't do as well. So I've made the switch over to scout rifles. Well, with scout rifles, everybody's a big fan of the Mida. So if we compare it to Mida, with the Suros DIS-47, the impact's slightly lower than the Mida, but the rate of fire is a lot higher. Stability with the one I have is maxed out and has full auto. Also, 20-round mag is pretty damn good. Range is a little lower, but nothing that can't, be accommodated for. So, why not use Mida? Well, because I don't really like using Mida because I like using Invective. Because I'm not a very good sniper. So then we compare it with the inward lamp that you can pick up, and again, inward lamp has full auto. It has hidden hand, but with DIS-47, again you can see the stability is completely maxed out, and it is awesome. The inward lamp does have better range, but you have to compensate a lot for that kick that the inward lamp has. So then we move on to the other type of scout rifles, the hung jury. So the rate of fire is lower, impact's higher, range is higher, stability is higher than with inward lamp, but again, not fully high. Now with the hung jury, you don't really have a lot of kick, but with the lower rate of fire, that's that kind of makes up for the kick it does have. And then compared to Last Extremity, this is the slowest rate of fire one. Basically, it's about half the rate of fire. Impact's a lot higher. Range, a lot higher. Stability's lower. Magazine size is lower. And then compared to the Suros PDX-45, you can see that versus the one I have, the range is better. But, again, it shoots 1 bullet versus 3. So when you do hit, a headshot, you're getting that full damage, right? Not you're splitting it. With the PDX-45, when you get to range, you might only get 2 headshots and then 1 body shot, or something like that. And that's why pulse rifles are really suited for middle range. However, the way I play, I'm rarely in the middle range. I'm either much higher up in long range, or I'm going to be very close range when I get frustrated and impatient, and then that's when I switch to an auto rifle. This tip was given to me by a couple guys I played with. that, you know, have been flawless multiple times, things like that. They're much more competitive than I am, and they're much better players than I am, so using their advice, I switched over to a scout rifle. You know, their explanation was when I played, because one of them had me play with a scout rifle, and the explanation was when I play with a scout rifle, I'm more careful, I'm more deliberate with what I'm doing, and I don't run around, you know, trying to run and gun. The way they kind of compared it was, you know, was to Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 3 was, you know, I played with an assault rifle loadout, and, you know, as a result, you know, when I played, I was often in longer range, you know, stuff like that, and, you know, I wasn't a run and gun kind of player for, you know, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, versus in Destiny, it's kind of the same thing, right? I'm not a run and gun. I don't do well running it with a run and gun playstyle. So the auto rifles are pretty much your SMGs. You know, your pulse rifles are kind of like the middle ground between assault rifles and SMGs in Call of Duty. And then your scout rifles are your quote-unquote assault rifles in Call of Duty. So that's kind of how they explained it to me. I'm sure some of you may or may not agree with that, but overall, I found that, you know, playing with a scout rifle, I do tend to do a lot better, unless it's a smaller map, people are rushing all the time, things like that. So going into the roles of this gun, I have perfect balance, which boosts the stability a lot. Full auto, you know, that's pretty self-explanatory. And I have lightweight, so I can either, if I take this, it boosts the range up a little bit, but it drops the stability. But if I take hand-laid stock, I basically max out the stability. And as you can see, I took hand-laid stock. You can take the other one. It honestly does not matter too much. I don't like the appended mag, just because it drops my reload speed quite a bit. The reload's already pretty slow on this gun compared to, like, say, Mida or, you know, inward lamp, stuff like that. Oh, actually, inward lamp's pretty slow too. Okay. But compared to Mida, which is the go-to gun right now, you know, Mida obviously has max reload speed, but it is what it is. I don't know. I still feel like inward lamp reloads pretty quickly, but it could just be the animation, or I don't know, maybe I'm crazy.
Zone control. Bravo team.
I'm playing zone control. Generally, I like playing zone control just because it's not a run and gun. There's some sort of objective. You know, control, rift. You know, those are kind of my favorite to play.
Enemy captured zone A. Zone C.
So if we shoot, this is without me compensating for anything, and it, you know, there's slight kick. Obviously, it could just be a laser, but that kick is so small that it doesn't really matter right now. And I can just get headshot after headshot. Like, you just line it up with the head, and it's like, boom. Now, the big key part is if you wanna take on people in close range with a scout rifle, you have to get the headshot. Like, there's just, you cannot get body shots, and that's one thing that I'm working on is, you know, being better at, getting better at, you know, landing headshots, you know, stuff like that, close. So, as you can see, it's an absolute laser with full auto. Do I like full auto? I could do without. Honestly, my perfect role for this gun would be if it came, instead of full auto, it came with explosive round. That would, if that happened, I would be the happiest person.
Neutralized zone A.
Because
enemy captured zone B.
Yeah, that's just awesome.
I
don't mind pulling the trigger, you know, because I played with my Suros. It was, you know, obviously it was not a full auto pulse rifle, and And I didn't mind that, you know, but... Wow, this dude completely missed me. Take him out in midair. And I get taken out with this. Which is fine.
Zone C lost.
I did not play that one. I should have been paying attention more.
Enemy captured Zone C. Zone B
To my left side.
neutralized.
But, you know, or if instead of full auto I had third eye. Third eye, I
Zone
really
B
like it because
secure.
sometimes I don't pay attention like I should. And having that radar active, regardless of what I'm doing, is very good. Should have played that one better. Probably shouldn't have engaged when there's two people there. Could have played that one a little smarter. But I didn't. So let's see. They're taking A.
Zone A lost.
Let's follow this guy.
Zone A secure.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, time to set a couple traps. See what happens.
Zone A lost. Enemy captured Zone
Clean
A.
that up. Now, why do I like this gun? I think, honestly, it's because you can do a multitude of things.
Zone C neutralized.
You know, if you... And that's the big key part is, if you get into close range combat, you have to get the headshots off, or else you're going to lose
Zone B
every single
lost.
time. You know, you do 30... I think it was like 31 damage to the body. You know, you're not really going to... 30 to the body, you know, you're not really going to... you know, you're not going to be able to kill anybody
Enemy captured
like
Zone
that
B.
close, you know. And that's the big thing. You have to get the headshots to get that 40 plus so you can take them out. Rate of fire, you know, and that's one of the bigger key parts is the rate of fire is very high. So that's how you're gonna take on people close range. Is high rate of fire with headshots with this
Captured
gun.
Zone B. Zone A neutralized.
You know, you're not gonna be able. You really aren't gonna be able to go up against like Doctrine of Passing and just hope that you know you can survive that. You have to play to the strengths of the gun. The gun is a scout rifle. You know what that means? Longer range engagements. You don't really want to be
Only 5
up
minutes
close
left.
and personal.
Heavy ammo available.
So grab the heavy. Let's see. There. Let's take this point. We still can.
You neutralized Zone A. Zone A's captured.
Alright.
It's yours. Zone B lost.
That sucked. Shouldn't have done that. Cross. I go through. No. Clean that up. C is clear. Go ahead and take C. Nope.
Zone B secure.
So 45 to the head, 30 to the body, and I just got sniped.